Yeah, yeah. I had to come online and share. It's been about 2 days now, maybe 3 days since my last video. I had the haircut, and Jeffrey had cut it short for me, but it finally fell. It's like boom. I got in the shower, and chunks of hair started falling all over me. It was amazing. I was like washing the dog, when they're shedding and you pull out all that excess hair. So you can see that it all just fell out. See? So I have this skull cap that helps hide the ugliness so they don't scare the neighbors. And there's a lady at Jeff's work. I guess he had told her husband, and, and she does knitting, so she wants to knit me a cap for daytime, for casual time, not for outside work or anything like that, just for being in the house. See where this skull cap works well. Sorry, I can't help it myself. My eyes keep watering. I don't know why this morning. Since I woke up, it's just been like, it's not that I'm crying. It's just that my eyes keep watering. Maybe it's allergies. I don't know. The symptoms I experience from day to day, I have no clue. I have no idea where they're coming from. And so I accept the pains that, of course, are part of remapping the nerves. When the nerve is cut, I even feel it up to my ear. This numbness across my neck, across my shoulder, and what it feels like is a sunburn. With the clothing and anything that touches it. It's like my hand right now. It's hot, not hot. It's like just burns. So it's a numbing burn. And it's very frustrating, but it doesn't prevent me from working outside. And I had complained that I was so far behind in my work and getting the art together. And I've just been busting my ass. So every day I've been out in the garden. I hit the front yard hard. I mean, I hit it hard. I cut it down short. I cleared out. I edged and got every weed that's coming up, and I have it well watered. And all the coreopsis, it's so thick. The coreopsis, I have that trimmed down. There's patches of Bermuda that I have to go in and get. And then I'm going to sprinkle um, the composted cow manure through there. And those coreopsis are just going to go boom, just explode with color like it does every year. I share that every year. I share that, and so it's delight. It's just a shame about the Bermuda. But I got a little tree planted yesterday. My redbud tree that I started from a seedling, and it's now on its second year. I have it in. I put it in the ground, and I still have like 3 or 4 more trees, and then 2 wisterias. I'm thinking the wisteria should just be potted. I can't trust them in the ground here. The other one that I put out on the arbor out back, it got smothered by all these zebrinas, the zebrina dwarf hollyhocks. Yeah, the zebrina hollyhocks. So it's there and it's alive, but it's just being smothered by this big monster plant. So I need to do something about that. I don't know why that always happens. Something wants to overtake another thing. But I had promised that I was going to go out there and show you the mayhem and the destruction and all the debris but instead I just have been busy doing. I wish I could set the camera and do a fast forward of all the things that I do, but out there. But it's all done. Aside from the manure, I have to place the manure. I get the Bermuda. And that's why the Bermuda loves it there because it's being fed. It's an area that's being fed. And my mulch bin has been very productive. Um, not bin, but my mulch pile across the wall. The only reason why the wall has fallen because I showed you how the rocks fell through. And on the other side of the wall, it still looks like a rock wall, like a little veneer of a wall is out there. But the only reason why it didn't completely fall was because I had all that mulch there. So it's really a good deal. As I mentioned to Jeff, that's costly. Or it's going to cost your body to get out there and start, turning cement and placing rocks and shifting and trying to piece it back together when the wall is leaning in the first place. It is leaning. I mean, it didn't lean. It was built leaning. The drunks that did it just leaned over and I don't know what they were doing. I've shown that before. Maybe I'll show it again. Maybe after this video, I'll do a little walk around because it's so beautiful outside. So I had a chest X-ray on Friday, yesterday. Yeah, it was just yesterday. It was quite an interesting experience. They picked me up at 7:20 in the morning. We dropped off two passengers, and then I made it there before 8 o'clock. So then not wanting to be at that building, I had to be somewhere else. But there was an argument about the whole address thing. So I went to my PCP's office, which is right next door to the hospital. And then they drove off. And then I went to get, I was supposed to have an appointment with PCP, but they canceled it on me for next Wednesday. And so I went, got a chest x-ray, and then I still had another hour and 15 minutes to do nothing. So I wandered around it. I went towards the freeway, towards where the PCP is office, and there's this beautiful arroyo, like ditch, and it meets with a covert to the under under the freeway, under the street, allows water to flow, and there's a trickling water, and I can see all the different species that are native to our area. That even there was even an ash tree that took down there, but I noticed there was this one really right next to the water, this one really big salt cedar, and that really needs to come up because that can poison the ground. So isn't it funny that my sideburns didn't fall off? That's that weird. My sideburns didn't fall off. So when I wear glasses, see when I wear glasses, what do I do with them? They just sit right on top of now my eyes go boom. Um, see, I have sideburns. That's so weird. And I thought about, just shaving it off, but going bald head. But the thing is that there's a lot of care involved with having a bald head. And when it does start to grow back, it's best to leave it the way it is because it'll fall out. All the rest of it will fall out. It's all going to be dead follicle. And the new hair will come through without causing ingrown hair and stuff like that getting caught. Yeah, it's like the beard too. And so I haven't shaved for a week. So this stubble may not grow and it'll eventually fall out, I imagine. So it's very difficult, like when I have to go, when I get Jeffrey to take me to the, like, the big store to get um, compost, composted manure. And I'm shocked at the price because it's literally doubled. And some peat moss. And so, but looking at the plants, I'm just like, I cannot even imagine how anybody can afford to put plants in their yard. And so I look at the clearance, I look at the plant prices, and I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't. There's no way anybody can afford those plants. So I go to the clearance where there's the dead and the dying, and they throw them out, and there's this beautiful miniature pampas grass. Oh, how beautiful. And it's just sitting there half, I guess it's not half off. If they take like only $2 off of each item. So if it's a $6 item, you get it for $4. So it really isn't a good bargain at all. $20, you get $4 off. So it's $16 for a very unloved plant. And it used to be in my day that the clearance was $1. Anything on the shelf is $1. Just take it home and nurture it because it's going to die without you. And that's the clearance. And that's how I used to build my gardens off of clearance items. Gardens meaning in the past, my past gardens. And I'm sorry I can't share those pictures anymore. Jeffrey, and he's still upset at why he can't transfer all that stuff over. Or something about some, I don't know, password that he's forgotten that he locked in. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. Sounds like a ruse. But those are my memories. I wish I could have them back. They just pour out all the pictures that I had in my original hard drive of all my previous lives. They just pour through. Now I have boxes of pictures that are kind of nonsense pictures of the past, and then yet all of those were put into a like a collage. I built a collage for my friend David, and I didn't get to quite finish it. Maybe, and I thought maybe he'd finish it, but he passed away in 2004. So who knows what happened to all those pictures? But all the negatives I have, that was back in the day where you have negatives, processing a picture. So all the negatives I have, so I can recreate all those pictures that were put into the collage. That's what the whole effect was, that I could get later, I can get the pictures back. So all I have is like boxes of negatives. So I'd have to go through them all. I guess it's not worth it. It's all still here. It's all still part of me. It's just that there's no one to share the past with, unless you have pictures to show them. Yeah, all the different places that I would go when I lived in San Antonio. And then I don't know if there was, yeah, there were a few probably from Dallas. And of course, then I had pictures of my grandfather and how this was my dad's dad and how he has my face. I have his face. My dad does not. I do. Maybe that's why there was a lot of animosity between me and my father, was that he saw his own father in my face. And it probably haunted him. Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, I never really understood why. If you have five kids and there's one you pick out to be the one you're gonna bully and discipline to the point where it's just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. I wish my brothers could look back upon it and understand, you know, oh, well, that's what my mother was protecting me from. Yeah, by rejecting me, she protected me. Yeah, it's true. So, anyways, today's Saturday and the Sabbath, and I just wanted to come online and share my new hairdo. And yeah, it's kind of odd, and I guess more will fall out later. If I have any more of the immunotherapy, that's what it was. Did it? It wasn't the chemo. It was the what causes my body to produce more white blood cells to the bone and to the marrow, my joints, um, shuts down unnecessary growth cells. Yeah, because it's so busy doing something else. That's why the hair falls out. I'm surprised I still have eyebrows. or eyelashes. Let's see here. There's this little protected zone. So it burns. Jeff says, shave them off, cut them off. I said, no, because then I'll look like a cancer patient. This way I can like pull it down and say, hey, I got my hair. Ooh, curl right here. That's too funny. Yeah, so that the stitching, the plastic stitching fell off. Oh, you can see that. It's hard to see. There's a whole car going down and around. That's where they took the lymph node, and that's why they cut the nerves. So I have a whole other problem with that, but I'm dealing with it pretty well with the gabapentin. Yeah, I just wish I could build muscle because I'm digging and I'm doing all this stuff and the wheelbarrow of my calves. Oh my God, my calves feel like they're ready to explode. So maybe that means I'm building muscle again. I would hope that it's kind of odd because usually people that go through chemo start to deteriorate, and that's what I don't want to happen. So with all this rigorous work that I can get done, and I do, I have to use my breath a lot where I'm breathing hard. And yesterday, what was it? Oh, it was the peat moss that was I was breathing. It's like, oh my God, because it goes up like dust. Yeah, but it certainly raises the pH a little bit. Yeah, because of our alkaline soil. And the plants love it, especially trees and stuff. And they consume it just as fast as they put it in the soil. And I imagine the worms do too. Yeah. But anyways, I thought I'd share it today. Today in numbers. Well, it's the 13th, which is the set apart number just by the day itself. It's interesting. I'm sorry, I'm losing my throat. My belly keeps jumping and it goes through my lungs like that. I may have to cough a little bit. Hold on. Okay, that wasn't nice. Is it moving? Yes, it is. So today we have to add three. So the four, which is as a door, places itself on time, which is the eight. It creates the hidden aspect of the investment. So that three, it creates a 12, but it's a number three. And that three of the investment places itself on the day. So there's an investment upon the 13th, that which is set apart. It's a four as a door, but it's not, it's so hidden with the one and the three that it's the B as it is the 13. So it's the Mary as it is the M. So here we have this process of its expression being either that which is rejected or that which is totally, truly divine or holy, that which is holy, and uh, and that which is unholy. So just like Mary Magdalene went through that, when in fact I believe that the two words that Yeshua wrote into the sand to those men was her first, that she was from the house of Magdalene and that she was a Mary. And a Mary is not a name, it's a title. Yeah, it's the highest woman in her class, her home, her in society. So she and the house of Magdalene was a province, and it was a province of very rich people. And she was the Mary of the Magdalene. And those men fled. He who is without sin cast the first stone. Well, you know that if you had harmed her, if any of them had harmed her, that their entire family would have been wiped clean off the face of the earth. They would have all been destroyed. Here comes the train. I have the door cracked open to let air in. I was doing some baking last night and I did some Portuguese pancakes, which are like little custards, and they kind of spilled over and the butter and everything was burnt in them. I guess it was some butter, yeah. It all got burnt. It smoked the house out. So we had to have the doors open last night. That was fun. And air out the house because I was cooking. And that's all I needed to breathe all that smoke. But I did it. So cookies would have been better. So the third, so here we have this process. And the three has the investment upon the 13, which is a four, is the seven. So it's all internalized. It's through memory. That's why I'm talking about my pictures, isn't it? Yeah. So I was thinking about my past, past gardens, past pictures, past friends. Yeah, it would be in memory. In memory. There's a door of your investment. Investment would be your whole life. You're invested in your life. You're invested in staying alive. That's the long train. Let it out, girl. 7 o'clock in the morning. Wake everybody up. Make sure. It's like he's stopped, but he's not. Maybe someone's standing on the track. So it's a number seven. It's the seven is an angle. It's a graduation. So today is a great day to graduate through memory, internalized memory. It's photographic memory. It's through the door which can be found in your heart. There's four chambers to the heart. And so there's a door to your heart, to memory, internalized. Yeah, that's the kind of day. Hold on. That was exciting. I noticed that when I cough, and this has been something that's come upon me for like 3 or 4 days now, slowly, is that I'll cough and then I sneeze. And once I sneeze, it's all gone. It releases itself. So it has something to do with my big schnauzer, I guess. But and the train finally left. So, anyways, I guess I'll close out for now and check back later. I'm going to film outside and then I'll post that. So I'm going to post this one, then I'll post that. So just an update, just checking in, and thank you for your prayers. And I think things will work out. Yeah, I think they will. And Monday, I start my next round of chemo. So there goes my digestion again, and there goes the impacted stools, and me having to process and talk to them about it. They're like, "Oh, you did good." It's like, well, yeah, common sense tells you if you're impacted, your system shuts down, or at least it feels like it, and you're still eating. Well, you got to get those stools out of here. So then comes all the laxatives. They don't prepare you for that. Younger people must have a tough time deciphering what to do. Whereas older people just go, "Oh, go, 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 get rid of it." Flush. But I was shocked this last time. But it was the immunotherapy that really put me out with that. I just don't want to be triggered anymore. But the first round of chemo didn't. I didn't have any effect other than the fact that my blood work showed that my, my immunity crashed. So I had to wear a mask wherever I go. I had to wear a mask outside and wear a mask handling food. Yeah. So, and avoid certain other foods and things. Stay away from plants. But that's not fun. Can't do that. Keeping my hands out of the soil, sort of thing. But now that the immunity, that caused my body to reinforce itself. So my body reinforced itself. That's cool. It worked because then my blood count came back to normal. But then I had all the shutdown. So I told him next time I'm ready for immunotherapy when he's ready to give it to me, I will know to fast. I'll do like a liquid diet, like fast. And he's like, oh, hmm. Well, yeah. It doesn't feel good to get all impacted. There's no reason for it. So you might as well have a liquid diet. It's not gonna hurt you. It's actually pretty good. So anyways, yeah. So I think I'm feeling pretty good. I've just been at it. You'll see. And when I show the video outside of, of how pretty it looks in detail, I guess it'll be more understanding of what kind of work I've done. It's just like wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow. And I don't like to throw all that away, even though right now, currently, we're throwing away kitchen scraps. We're keeping the kitchen free of any kitchen scraps. I don't want any, can't have any orgasms, organisms floating around. So usually I keep a baggie next to the sink and we throw in our peelings. And when the bag's full, then I take it outside and process it in the mulch. But there was so much of it and it got out of control because I got sick. I just couldn't keep up. It was so obvious that I just everything just fell apart. So now I have to put it all back together. Just not quite ready for a bicycle yet, but I really like to get to that point. To get on a bicycle. I really don't even know if I have the balance for a bicycle. It may be just too much movement. I don't know. Depends. If I'm not stoned. Yeah, because I use the edibles, and that really keeps me going. And even though it's indica, so it'll knock me out. It gives me nap time and time to rest, time to relax, but I still get enough energy to to do the plants. And there's still a lot of areas I need to dig and refresh because now I have the mulch to do it. Before I didn't. I couldn't just go out and buy it. Other than the composted cow manure, which is, compost, but still, that I put in the ground all the time. But that was when it was only like 99 cents a bag. Then went up to $1.99 a bag. And now it's at three something a bag. It's like, dang, super gold coming out of the butthole of the cow. I mean, and then it's deodorized. And I noticed that. I said, they call it deodorized composted cow manure. And it's like, deodorized. What are they using to deodorize? And as soon as I touch the bag, it's like, whoa, sulfur. They deodorized it with sulfur because that's what's coming up. It's like, whoa. Sulfur's good in the garden because it prevents a lot of pests as it protects the plant. Plants enjoy having sulfur. Even if there's like sulfur in the water, yeah, you could grow corn without any problems. You can grow loads of corn and you'll never have a single bug because it works that way. And so, anyways, I saw. No, no, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't talk about that. I was gonna say I was talking about some garden stuff that I was picked up on, and that's not necessary to share that. It was really good information for me. Yeah, it was about bollworms and stuff. I didn't want to get into that subject because I suffer from that, and I need to treat the whole yard probably. But the benefit is that I'm doing a lot of baby trees, so you don't really see the bollworm destruction, and they're picking on the older trees, and I need to work on that. That's all. Put it on my to-do list. So, anyways, so my hat just fits right over one of these. This is a actually the same color as the shirt. You can't tell, but it's a army green. It's army green. And then the other one I have is a sage green. And that one I sweat out yesterday under the hat, so it's in the laundry. But I'm not gonna go out in public looking like like that up there. And shaving it, cutting it short, it's still gonna look all patchy. So I'm gonna just leave it alone. Let it fall out on its own. With each shower, I think I shed a little bit more, a little bit more. Probably in the end, I'll just have sideburns. I don't know why. And they say that hair doesn't come back the same. So I'm still, I gotta find evidence of that. So I need to find people, testimony, people who grew their hair back. So now I think I ran into, there were three old ladies came into the lobby yesterday. Oh, the kitty does that. He touches my feet and then jumped. What are you doing down there? So Tobit, he's crawling around, he sniffing them with whiskers. It feels weird. So I was in the lobby of the hospital yesterday, and after my chest X-ray, I had a whole long time to explore the arroyo. But in the lobby, I had my hat on, a little baseball cap on top of this, and I guess you could tell. I don't know that I called. You can tell. So the lady starts talking about her own hair and how she's letting it grow out really wild, and it does look kind of wild. And it looked really strong, old lady with white hair. And then it hit me, oh my God, I wonder if this is the time of my life when my hair changes to white. Because I didn't never had any white hair up there. I only had white hair right here. You know, but then they got into a conversation about, old Clarence, he lost his hair. And then he went as bald as the other guy, and they looked like twins, couldn't tell them apart. And blah, blah, blah. And then his hair grew back. Oh my God, his hair came back all nice. And I guess they were in the subject of it because I was there in the room with them and they could tell. And I guess as a side conversation, knowing that I'm going to overhear it, it was supposed to be encouraging. But it put me in a state of, I was very stoic. I wouldn't acknowledge anybody in the whole building, really, other than what their needs were. Like, here's my ID, here's this, answer these questions. And that's the first time they've ever asked me what my religious preference was. What's your religious preference? And I said, well, I'm Messianic, but that says that I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Jew. So choose other. And so she had other to choose. Cat's climbing the door. He wants to go out so bad. But those other cats out there, they would beat him up. Oh my God, they'd chase him and beat him up. He has to grow up a little bit older. That's what I think. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. How long was I talking? 33 minutes. Okay. Take care. Bye.